What's up guys, welcome to Wasted Space, and today we're going to be taking a look at Everspace, a single player roguelite space shooter made by Rockfish Games, who kindly threw me a key to their Steam Early Access, the beta released a few days ago, and I figured the best place to start with a look at this game would be a look at what's on the screen right now, these release notes, just to give us a benchmark of where the beta sits before we dive in. So, as it says, more enemies and structures are going to be added later. A really kind of important one is that only one ship is currently playable. There are going to be 3 in total, and we can actually take a bit of a look at what they're going to look like, potentially, as we go through the game and some of the menus. And another big one, story elements are going to be added later down the line. And hopefully this game has quite a rich story to go alongside what is a fairly unique approach to a space game like this. So I've actually been in and I've played through the tutorial to make sure that we didn't have to sit through that, and as such had a bit of an experience of what this game's like, and I can tell you it's nothing like I expected it to be. So we're going to hit continue here, and what it's going to do is take us through to a ship menu where we can have a look at the ship we're currently flying, the Colonial Interceptor. She looks pretty cool. I quite like the appearance of this ship, and I love the fact that we're sitting in this factory with like loads more off into the distance on either end. And each time you go through, this plays through very much like one of those roguelite games. So something like Rogue Legacy, for example, where you run through, get X far through the game, X number of sectors in, and then you die, you come back to this screen, you get to spend a bit of money on upgrading your ship, and then you do the same sort of thing again. So without going too much into it, let's have a look at the gameplay first. So launch in, and we're going to go in and we're going to start in Sector 1, very much like, a bit like Faster Than Light, I guess, where you've got sectors that you're trying to progress through that are going to be steadily getting more difficult, offering you loot and upgrades as you go, and then if you have a good run, you'll get further, and if you have a bad run, maybe you won't. So we're starting off in System 1, and the first thing we've got to do, apparently, is help out this mining corporation take out some of these scouts. And I've adjusted my sensitivity a little bit to try and get it to play ball, but I have to say, I'm still not very good at aiming in this game. There's some sort of... Ooh, that was close, and this thing's dropped a bunch of loot. Plasma torpedoes, hell yeah. Light missile, plasma swap, don't think I should be doing this in combat, but this is the sort of loot thing we're getting, so here I'm switching. I mean, you can see my light missiles doing no hull damage, in comparison, look at the state of these. The velocity's quite slow, range is even better, yeah, there's no question. So what I've done is I've swapped them, you've got equipped and in space, and then I can salvage the one that's in space to get back some materials from it. And then we're immediately back into the middle of the fight, although I do like the fact that it pauses when you're doing that sort of stuff, so at least you don't get owned whenever you pick up a piece of loot, and you get to actually equip and use it immediately. So let's go and grab this fuel over here. In our top right hand side we've got a little fuel gauge that shows us how much fuel we have, and this is used to jump between systems. But apparently first, we've got some outlaw drones and scouts that still need to go down. I can hold shift to boost in, and you'll see we've got a little energy gauge underneath my crosshair that's showing it'll drop whenever we fire or whenever we use the boost. And that's going to be kind of important later down the line, because the boost in particular gets quite a lot of energy drain all at once. And there will be times where you want to back out of a fight simply because of that energy bar. But, as I mentioned, I'm not very good at this, so I have to see, that's one combat down. We've already got ourselves some plasma torpedoes, which is awesome. You see at the top of the screen, we've kind of got 4 slots, 4 different places that we can put things. We've got the Gatling slot, which actually has 2 different weapons. We've got this pulse laser, which is not bad at taking down shields, and then we've got the Gatling, which, as you'd expect, has a bit of a spin-up time, but is good at just wrecking hulls. We've got a torpedo slot, which at the moment has got those upgraded plasma torpedoes in, which I'm looking forward to trying out. And then we've kind of got 2 like skill consumable slots. So R would use an energized boost, shoot me across, but takes my shields down. And then C is the scanning probe. And we're going to try that out now, because that releases a probe to scan the whole area and show where all the loot and interesting items are here. And they aren't necessarily where you think they are. So you notice this is actually lit up, that there's a G&B tech container over there. We've got tech containers inside this asteroid I'm right next to, actually, so let's go and check that out. And this is one of the areas that I was really surprised by. There's like quite a bit of exploration in each system, and all of this stuff seems to be randomly generated. So what you get in each system, or even each run, is dramatically different. You know, I didn't have any of this stuff in my first run. I certainly didn't end up with a plasma torpedo on my first run. And also, there is mining. So we found ourselves some crystal. And what this is going to do, if we collect the bits before they escape, come back here. The controls are really responsive, it's worth noting, although not in any way Newtonian. So you can see I tap forwards, tap left and right, it's all really quick to react. But it means that in this sort of circumstance where you're flying around in the inside of an asteroid, you can actually pull it off without completely hammering into the sides of anything. See if there's anything else interesting in here. It says there's a tech container, 0.4 that way. Aha! And these little floating containers that you come up to and shoot, and they'll jump something out. Ooh. Shield Mark II, so takes more energy, but it's got more hit points, it recharges faster, and there's a shorter delay. Because it's got, not only is it Mark II, but it's got 2 upgrades installed on it. Nice. Swap her in, salvage our old one. This is a much better run than I had when I first tried this out. Said I thought I'd go through and do the sort of tutorial first, get an idea of how to play, so I could actually talk a bit about what's going on in the game, rather than be completely lost as to what's happening. There's another tech container right here. Although it's also worth throwing out there, the longer we hang around, the more chance there are, a bit like Faster Than Light again, that things are going to show up and start giving us problems. So it could be nice that another one came to take a look. It could be that we get some more pirates or something like that. Whoa, what is this? Time Extender Mark III. What does this do? Slows down time for a few seconds. But it replaces my shield. It looks like I could have... Ooh, I can replace my energized boost with it. I want to slow down time for a few seconds. That sounds awesome. Okay, what else do we get? Pulse laser, and that's a nothing. Okay, so the pulse laser, is that better than the one we've got, or is that the same as the one we've got? No, that's identical, so we can just salvage that as well. But each time we salvage, we're getting materials that enable us to go in here. And you can see we've got these icons now. That means that these can be upgraded. We could also go in here and build more plasma torpedoes. Sorry, I lie. I could go and build more light torpedoes. That's not very helpful. I wonder if that's actually just a bug. Let's have a look at the required materials. And maybe that's actually making plasma torpedoes. I don't know. I'm going to leave that for a second. Don't want to break anything. So we could go and upgrade this weapon, for example, our pulse laser or our Gatling, and get shield damage modification on it and craft and put that on. But I think I'm just going to see whether or not we've got the materials we need. We don't. These scanning probes are super duper useful because, as you've already seen, there was a ton of stuff in this area that it would have been really hard to actually find all this unless we hung around for ages. And as I kind of mentioned, it does seem like if you hang around in an area for ages, you're going to run into trouble with visitors, people coming to spoil your party. No idea what all this ore is for, but we'll take it. I'm not about to turn down loot. Okay, so there's a few bits left here we need to get. There's this GMB tech container over there, and then there was also a little white box which indicates a plasma field, which is another thing that we can kind of mine. But let's see if I can spot it again, because I am pretty blind when it comes to computer gaming, apparently. I don't know when this happened. I swear it never used to be, but yeah. It's definitely a thing now. Screw it. Let's see if it's more visible once we've got this tech container. The tech containers are kind of the most interesting because that's your loot. So I'm not going to turn up the opportunity of a bit of loot. Let's get over there. You can also see that we can blow these up. That's why they're flashing. They're highlighted because they can actually be destroyed. I'm not sure what the G&B guys think of you if you were to do that, however. So I think I'll leave it for the time being. Not sure I want to piss them off quite yet. So let's just get that open. I got me. Whoa! Okay, that may have pissed them off. Yeah, I think I may have pissed them off. I think it might be time to get out of here. Let's use that time extender. Cooling down phase incomplete. Okay, get me out, get me out, get me out. Shields are back up. You can see our energy dropped massively. Who did I wind up? Was it the GMB guys? Yeah, I wound up the GMB guys. I think it might be an idea to get out of this system now. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. I can see that little white spot on the right hand side of the screen now as well, but... okay. So this, again, comes straight back to like Faster Than Light. You've got these sectors to go through, and then you go into the next sector and you can pick certain routes through it. And as you can see, I've got some scanners unlocked on this ship now. First couple of ones I went through, I unlocked these scanners to tell me how scary each area is, basically. So these are the sort of medium risk, and these are the low risk. And I'm kind of feeling low risk at the moment. I'd like this run to actually go for a decent length of time so I can show you guys a fair bit. But as mentioned, I'm pretty bad. Wow. This place looks awesome. Oh, hang on. Awesome, and also looks like it's got enemies in it. I want to try these plasma torpedoes out. You look good. Have a plasma torpedo. Come on, is it not going to track him? I suppose it is a torpedo. That might be a problem. So I have to be dumbfired straight on. Like that. Ooh, we're taking big shield hits here, though. Don't sit still for long with these guys. They are pretty good shots. Even the drones, and the drones seem to be running these horrible rapid-fire weapons. Oh, another plasma torpedo to the face. That seems to work out quite effectively. Get their shields done with the pulse lasers, and then plasma torp to the brain. Okay, we've got one scanning probe left. I'm tempted to hold on to that for a second and see if we can see anything. This place looks awesome. Ah, there's one of the plasma fields I was talking about. So let's get down there. We probably need plasma to make these plasma torpedoes. That would make sense, right? And mineable fuel. So in the top right-hand corner of the screen, we've got a fuel gauge, and that dictates how many jumps we can make. It's basically 25% fuel per jump. So you need to keep an eye on that, but it's, as you've seen, you do get it from other sources as well. This plasma field we should pick up just by hanging around inside it. There you go, you see. You just gain it by being in that area. And maybe, having done that, we can now actually craft something. Still can't make plasma torpedoes, apparently. Okay, I take it back. Maybe we don't want to. Still got scanning probes on this energy injector. Can we build more scanning probes yet? Nope. Alright, more materials required. Let's go and see what else is in this place. There's more ore, mining drones. Nice to see these guys at least aren't angry with me here as well. That could have been pretty catastrophic if they were just angry with me for the rest of the game now. Although, of course, it's a roguelite, so rest of the game would have meant probably for about the next 3 minutes before I get my ass kicked by something. Let's use the scanning probe. I feel like with faster than light, you like these early systems are really important. If you don't get yourself like really buffed up nice and hard in these early systems, you're gonna have a really hard time later down the line. And maybe even then it's not enough. I mean, these games are not designed to be particularly forgiving. They're designed to have replay value because you wanna keep doing better, especially in these sort of tractor beam blueprint. What? Sure. Especially in these games where like you're kind of unlocking stuff each run as well, so you're kind of intrinsically improving naturally each time you play. Get some of this crystal. Crystal fully mined apparently. Did I get the other bit as well? Nope, I did not. Am I being shot at? Or am I just colliding? No, I'm just colliding with stuff. There's a container down there. That's gonna be tricky to get at. You can see what I mean about the control system though. If it worked any other way, if they'd had any sort of Newtonian physics for this, where you maintained velocity as you moved around, I think it would have been really quite difficult to get some of this sort of gameplay out of it, where you're kind of in and out of these little stations and little areas. Whereas like this, it feels controllable. You feel like you're not about to kill yourself getting inside there. So we've got more containers, mineable fuel. Anything left on this asteroid? Not really. Container, G&B container, we know to watch out for those, or at least take them last and then get the hell out. Let's go for this one next. I don't know what that is, that's mineable fuel. Fuel seems fine. Not too bothered about that. More bothered about trying to upgrade our main guns, because I've had nicer guns than these already. Processor and power cell. Oh, power cells is what we needed to make more scanners. Please tell me we've got the stuff we need to make scanners now. Those scanners are so handy. You can imagine how difficult it would be to try and find, like, oh look, there's a container, tiny little thing just floating in the middle of space. You're going to find that on your own without scanners, right? No. Not without being incredibly thorough. Or being lucky and catching it at just that angle where it does that. And that's only got scrap in it. Okay, let's have a look. Can we build anything? What are you? Freighters. So we've got that container left to go, and that seems to be about it. Cool, alright. What I really want to be able to build is the scanners. And for that, we need gas and compound. Oh, it's power cells for the energy injector. That's annoying. Fine, gas and compound. Can we make plasma torpedoes? No. Yeah. I'm going to hold on again. See if we can get something particularly juicy all at once. This looks like a system that's cleared, unless I want to go for that G&B container and try and wind them up again. I might as well. Maybe they've got goodies. Although it's not a tech container, which is important to know. I think that makes quite a big difference. So I take it back. Let's move on out. Let's not get ourselves killed too early on here. have to say, graphically, I was pleasantly surprised with this one. It's not super duper high fidelity, but the lighting's lovely. It just generally looks sweet in motion, and the explosions and the general like debris effects when you do actually hit something and blow it up look awesome. As do these crazy, probably not very realistic, but just awesome looking asteroid fields with all like the vertical, oh god, with all the vertical asteroids in them, like kind of, I don't even know what to call those. Can we torp him, do you reckon? Oh no, so close and yet not. These drones are a pain, but they have no health, so if you can get those out of the fight first, normally doing alright. Got a scout down on HP, come on.
What else can you tell me about this end of the galaxy?
Gatling is low. Low on what?
Also known as the Beltagrades.
Low on energy, perhaps?
1,000 light years from the Sol system.
Okay, now they've got their shields back up, and the Gatling's really not very good at dealing with shields. Die!
Lines between colonial and native Okar interests are still in dispute.
That'll do. Now we're out completely of those missiles. Power is still low. I need to get out of here. Can we... Time extender I can't actually use, apparently. I don't know why, but that's not allowed, so... Pulse lasers, get your shields down. Actually, I'll just finish him off with pulse lasers. Yep, apparently so. Now these nano kits are also really important. They're how you repair your ship. And last run I was not getting any of them. Whereas now you can see I can repair up to full quite easily and still have I got any left? No, actually, I lie. I can't repair up to full. It's literally one nanobot per one hull. And that's pretty harsh. That's, of all the bits, that's the one that I'm like, I feel like maybe that bit could do with a bit more of a tweak. Do we want to make some light missiles? It's just ore and scrap. Sure, let's do it. That's not using a huge amount of our resources, and I think it's important to still have some missiles. Again, the smoke looks really good. Just combat in itself looks really nice and satisfying. I just can't wait to get a better gun, really. These, what I'd kind of class as hit scan weapons, where they're like, you've got to keep them on the target, and I'm not a big fan. I much prefer the more dumb fire, like get on the target once, unleash, and then go out and make another run. Looks like we could do with picking up some fuel here. Mine this out with the old mining blasters. Oh, I pressed C by mistake there. That's another thing I keep doing in this game, and I should finally get around with it. What is a comm hub? Interesting. As control is down, and I keep pressing C. Too much space engineers. That's the problem. Even space engineers sees crouch. Anyway. What is a comm hub? What do you do? Ow! It came out of nowhere, officer. Jumped right out at me. Yeah, I don't know what a comm hub does. Oh, hacking. Okay. Communication hub hacked. Yay! What does that do?
As you have probably ascertained, hacking comm hubs has its benefits.
At least it saved me from wasting another probe.
Yeah, indeed. Or, in fact, pointing out that we don't have another probe. You know, a couple of tech containers, normal tech container, gas. We need gas for one of the things we need to make. There's more gas over there as well. Let's get it. It's almost more important. Need to make more scanning probes. It's just floating as a thing. Why do I suspect that this is going to keep throwing gas out? It's just going to keep throwing gas out? Really? How fast? Not very. Okay. That seems... I was worried for a second. I'm thinking that's a bit unbalanced, and I'm also going to feel obliged to then sit there for ages collecting all the gas, aren't I? All the gas I need to upgrade as far as I can. But no, we're alright. What do we got? Energy core extension. And in the other slot, we had time extender, which doesn't actually seem to do anything. This is your energy core's capacity. Yeah, because this... I swear this slows down time thing. Just I haven't been able to get it to work. Maybe I just don't have enough energy for it. So I'm going to swap that in and salvage the time extender, as cool as it was. And somewhere around here there was another thing. There's a mining drone. No, no, something else flew off. Where's it gone? No! I'm not losing the loot. There was 2 things that flew out of that box. Ah, there we go. Shield breaker missile. That sounds cool. I guess we swap and then salvage our lights because they're quite easy to remake. And then we got the shield breakers. We got mineable ore container. Given the ore makes the basic missiles, we might want to consider that. Oh, I see. These guys actually come and grab the gas and take it back, and I'm kind of nicking it from their supply. That seems fair. And while we do so, let us make us... Still, we need compound, whatever compound is. It did say at the start that the names were placeholder, so we can't complain too much about that. Tech container, a time extender Mark II again. I guess we just salvage you. I've already had enough of that. Mineable ore, another container over there, and that looks to be about it. So let's go and grab this last container. Maybe the ore on our way past. Nice. Yeah, good luck finding these things if you're not got a scan of some sort. You're just never gonna see them.
There sure are a lot of valuable goods lying around.
Yay, compound.
Much attention was paid to clean up after the war.
Compound. I can only make one because I don't have enough gas. We need to go back and get some more gas from before we leave the system.
In our own way.
Which was from just there. Hopefully more comes out. Yep. We need a bit more of your gas, friends. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a thief, but I kind of am. Kind of just am. You'll deal with it, right? Take yours. So 3 more, and I should be able to make the interceptors inbound. That's probably not good. Now, I think that interceptors inbound is basically, you've stayed too long in this system now, so we're going to come and screw with you. Go on, just one more bit of gas. No, there it is. Just as the laser beams start riding. Who have we got? There seems to be only one on me. Let's see if we can deal with this fool. Have a shield breaker. Wow, that was not as effective as I was hoping for. That was. Wow, they're hard to hit at this range. Take it. Take it to the face. You notice how this is a different ship to the previous. These things are nasty. These things have had a habit of kicking my arse, and all the game tries I've had so far have ended fighting these ones. But this one, I think, is going to go down. Look at all those shields. Don't let him get back up again. Yeah! So I've not managed to kill one of those before. It wasn't as hard as expected, but each time you play, each run you make, you're getting that little bit stronger. And so it's really hard to judge because you just get to upgrade your ship each time. How are we doing for monies this time? 1,000. I think about 1,600 was what I got last time. And here we're coming to the end of the sector, so the warp gate. Let's do it. So here's where you get back to getting Freelancer vibes again. And there are some Freelancer vibes in this, especially if I do this and we play from this point of view. Ah, it's pretty. I don't know why we'd be this close to a planet. Surely the gravity would be playing merry hell with us, but it is. It is pretty. Yeah, this is our Freelancer point of view. Interesting to see that the gimbaled weapons, they're animated. The rest of it, not so much. Although maybe Star Citizen just spoils everybody. I think it probably does. I also can't help but say that flying from this perspective is horrible. I don't know why you'd want to do it. Look how cool that looks. Just stuff exploding in the distance. I was hoping to talk a bit about the music, but it keeps appearing at random times and disappearing at other random times. I'm not quite sure why. Some of it's quite good. It reminds me of... Now I can't remember the name of it. There was another one of these sort of similar style of game that had some really awesome music. All I can think of is Rogue Legacy, and Rogue Legacy is the Roguelite, and it's not the game I'm thinking of, but it was something like that. And yeah, just had some cool, like, Firefly sort of inspired music to it. And in places, this has got that as well. It's not quite as good, and as I mentioned, it seems to come in at really kind of odd times rather than just when you'd expect it to be. So, like, now we've got music. Didn't just now. Why? Not really sure. Is this a container? Or no, that's a missile turret, isn't it? Probably. It's got that sort of SAM site shape, but there's no holes for the missiles to come out of, so I'm not sure what to make of that. We do have a scanning probe, but I am inclined to keep it here. There's a huge plasma field, so let's at least go and grab that. But I don't know if these jump sort of systems have quite as much stuff in them as the normal ones do, so maybe saving our scanning probe until we get to the next sector might be a good idea. I don't know what that is over there. Maybe I have to go and check that out too. Grab this plasma. Plasma is harvested. Alright, let's go and check it. A trader? Oh! I'd hoped there was going to be some sort of trading system in this, but I was not expecting to see it show up as a ship. I was expecting a station. I don't know why. I can see enemy target on our right. You're going to be a pain. Doesn't look like it so far. Let's go and see if we can trade. I haven't had a chance to trade with anything yet in this, so I'll be intrigued to see how this works. What exactly can you trade? Can you sell? Is he coming in? No, he's happy to stay over there near whatever that is. Okay, there's definitely a lot of stuff in the jump systems. I take it back. Trade items, sure. Oh. Weird. This is not what I was expecting. So I can give plasma for energy, and I don't want energy injectors. Plasma for cash is not a bad option. Scrap for cash, also not a bad option. Because of course your credits at the end of the run is what dictates how much you can upgrade and therefore how much further you can get with the next run. So before people hate me for wanting to sell some of the stuff and mean that we maybe can't make some stuff for ourselves or whatever, that's the mindset behind it. I might do this like low-level scrap one here. Just give ourselves a little bit more credits. And then we're going to have to go and check out what on earth this thing is down here, aren't we? Because that actually looks pretty cool. Shield breakers at the ready. Gatling prepared. It's some sort of massive satellite dish. Anyone wondering, by the way, there is no zoom in this, so no chance to zoom in and have a sort of closer look before you get there. Okay, I may have overkilled it on the missiles a bit. Take it to the face. One missile only needed for the outlaws. Remember that. Now, there is a chance. Yeah, we got drones. And where there's drones, there's also a decent chance you get rockets. Result? Is there? Ooh, maybe there is. What do we get? Oh, there we go. Where are the rocket turrets?
So many of them.
This engagement is not going in your favor.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay. They got some rocket turrets on that, but they've also got stuff I want. Die. Okay, what next? There's another one. That's a missile one as well. You've got to get these like round. Oh shit. You can shoot the rockets out of the air. Nice. One more to go. That's just a standard turret. Hey. Okay. We got scrap. More compound. Compound seems to be pretty unusual, so that's cool. More scrap here. And then a container and whatever's in that. Fuel, I guess, in there. Power cell, more fuel. What about this? Yeah, fuel. Alright, and what are you? You're just a big dish? Nothing I can do with you? Or is this just literally just so that I noticed there was something here? I guess that was it. Let's see if there's any of these hidden little containers. There will be, and there's no chance I'm going to see any of them, is there? Ooh, hang on. Hang on. How did that show up? Did I use I used my scanner during the combat, didn't I? That's how that showed up. We are missing it. Dole. It's because the scanner's on C, as I mentioned earlier. That just got us scrap. Interceptors inbound. Those are the nasty ones. What's that? G&B container, G&B container. Lots of ore. Mineable ore. Mineable ore, trader. That looks like about it. I think I might get my arse through this jump gate rather than fight these friends. Come on, let's go. Can I go through it backwards? I assume this is backwards. No, I can't not go through it backwards. Roger. Good to know. Again, very Freelancer. Can't fly into the backwards in that either.
Well,
I'd say more FTL than Freelancer. Ooh, ice is what it's got in store, and immediate enemies. Hello, friend. One of those, and we're going to follow it up with some of this. That didn't actually hit you, did it? You shot it out the sky. Now, one thing, I know it's not something I can technically complain about, but it is something that I would throw out there to developers as something that's easily overlooked and can make a massive difference to a larger portion of people than you expect, he says, with shields down. Wow, these guys are hurting. And that is all to do with colorblind modes. I am struggling here with this red, transparent red, so badly. We're also struggling with getting my ass kicked.
They hold authority over the zone. The treaty stipulates no colonial fleet presence, although there are colonial.
I'm almost dead. I'm being shot at by an elite with a skull, which means there you go. You can see it there. That skull makes it elite, and I've got shield breakers on me. Let's try and boost out. Repair. Oh, look at that hull repair. Just at the right time. I can apparently upgrade my shield Mark II, but I don't think that's an important one. Oh, maybe it is. Shield capacity. Yeah. Because we're going to die otherwise. We are on the edge of death here. Can you afford any of these? Shield damage on the Gatlings? Sure. Let's do it while I can. Consumables? Build new? Just probes? It's not really that helpful. I'll build them anyway. Why not? Missiles? We don't have... of course we don't have the blueprint to make the missiles. Alright. Holy crap!
You have yet to achieve an upper hand, it seems.
There's more nanobots there.
Nanobots.
Take my shield busters to the arse, you. No, no, you're not getting up again. More repairs. Get out of it. Oh, I'm out of energy. Die, elite, die. I've got no missiles left either. Got to do this before he gets his shields back up again, because these Gatlings just don't do the shield damage well, and I'm running out of energy every time we get close. Yeah! Access key. I'm making sure I'm getting that one, whatever it is. Whoa, that was close. That was close. Nice. More progress than usual. Okay. We are out of missiles. We are out of everything. We cannot repair any further because we've run out of nanobots. We're going to craft up some light missiles just to give us something to shoot. I think that seems to be about all we can do here, other than work out that our jump signal was suppressed during that as well, so it wasn't even like we could jump out. You notice we don't have the jump marker at the moment. Apparently we do still have a couple of enemies. Okkar drone, Okkar. Oh dear. Oh dear. Those are the ones that normally kill me when I'm ready for it. They are definitely coming in as well, aren't they? I did the blooming scan thing again.
I hate drones.
One down. Drones aren't too bad because they got no shields. Just need to finish it. Yeah, nanobots. Whew. Tech container and a container over there. Okay, it was probably worth using that scanner by mistake. So that gave us more nanobots again. Let's keep repairing the hull up. Just about on the edge of survival. Credits and compound, come on. That's a nice chunk of credits. Shield breaker missiles, sure. We're almost run out of these anyway, so... And salvage the remainders. Tech container. Loads of containers. Yeah, this was well worth scanning. Blooming hell, the containers are everywhere. We just need to hurry the hell up. So that we don't get jumped by another bunch of those that we can't deal with. Energy core extension Mark II. That can replace our energy core extension Mark I. Salvage. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there's shit everywhere. Awesome. That's loads of tech containers. That's loads of shield generators and containers. There's fuel over there. I'm not too bothered about that. Our fuel's 92. It's pretty good. Oh, God. That's the noise of a missile incoming.
A key ship component is damaged. It is recommended you fix it before your next encounter.
If you say so.
Okay. He says it's recommended to fix it, but I need crystal and nanobots to fix it. We have no shield. Okay, well this is going to be interesting. Boom! Oh, and it was going so well. Shield down, me down. We did get a load of new records, so that's something half decent. New blueprints, tractor beam. And now, as this is a great place to stop as well, I can just show you kind of how the continuity of all this would work. So having been out on a run, we come back and we keep our credits, but we're going to lose those, just like in Rogue Legacy, we're going to lose those when we launch. So we go in and the aim is to try and get enough credits to buy some perks that you want. So I'm really starting to think that nanobot efficiency is quite an important one, because that's going to, as you can probably see, increase the amount of hell hit points repaired by 1 nanobot. And you've got the monetary cost there, and then obviously you get some extra bonuses as you go along and unlock. We've got speed there. We can actually add more weapon slots by the looks of things. Have more at once. Crafting costs, mining yield. Yes, there's a lot of different ways in which you can upgrade your ship between runs to kind of give you more option, more chance of surviving in the next one. Follow through that roguelite progression. So for me, I think I am going to go for this damage and repair tree, because what's this? Increasing the speed, that's known to probably. Decreases the probability of ship component damage. I think that might be a good idea. 10%, yeah, and then this is decreases the cost of repairing them as well. We've got 1,500 left. Let's go, what's that? 900 go there. We can't afford both quite. What about shields? Okay, so let's go one more in nanobot efficiency, and then I'm going to dump some into my shields, because once those shields go down, we're pretty much in trouble. We've got 400 credits left. Is there anywhere I can use that? Because we will lose it for our next run. So if there's anywhere we can use it, we might as well, but it looks like there's not, and much like with those other roguelite games, as you progress through, you're going to need to do better and better in order to get enough credits to actually unlock something, because things get more and more expensive as you go. Unfortunately, we're only slightly behind, but hey. And the final thing I'll show you guys is, obviously this is the ship that we're in at the moment, which is cool, and obviously I imagine has, these points go towards this ship. However, we click along, this is like a model for one of the future ships, I believe. I mean, it's there, it's just black and says not available in current version. And then finally this one. So you imagine that each one of these maybe has its own perk tree? Or maybe it runs off the same one? don't really know yet. We'll have to see. It'd be interesting to mean that was extra progression, but would it also wind you up that having progressed with one ship, you then move to another one and you've got to go back to the start? Don't know. Either way, I'm pretty intrigued by this title, guys. It was not what I was expecting. It was much more roguelite than I was expecting, much less of a sort of freelancer. So the impact of the story being missing was much less of a problem. And just in general, I was surprised by how little of a beta it felt. This feels very polished for a sort of first release out on Steam Early Access. Now, admittedly, it's been in testing for a while. It went through Kickstarter. There's all sorts of things that have been done with this game prior to this point. But it's nice to see their first Steam release being something that's stable, looks good, runs well, and the controls aren't fighting back with you. Last thing I'll do, I guess, before we finish, is just show you what sort of display options we have. Don't know what smooth and frame rate's supposed to do, but other than that, it's just put everything on Epic, and as you can see, it runs quite well. It's all the Unreal Tournament 4 engine, so we know that's really compatible, really fluid with a lot of systems, so there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks again to Rockfish for giving me a key to try this out and show you guys what it's all about. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button. Really helps get the video out there, show more people this game, show maybe they'll be interested, maybe this is the sort of thing that's right up their street. Certainly it's a really good one for that sort of, I've only got half an hour, I want to dive in, smash through a game, go through a couple of sectors, die, and then I'm back out again and I'm done. And there's definitely something cool about those sort of games. Something that's a lot less time consuming than some of the other ones out there. Then, of course, if you didn't like it, then that other button right next door to the like button, feel free to mash away on that if you want to. And otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, folks. I will catch you for the next one.